When was the last time you met someone for the first time? When was the last time you put yourself in a challenging situation? The next 4 minutes will be a short conversation with Dave. What does he do? What has he experienced? What makes him different from any other Dave you know? What would he have done differently? This is part 3 of Strangers to Friends.
So again, my name's Caleb, you're Dave, right?
Pleasure to meet you, Caleb.
Pleasure to meet you too. So, I'll start off by asking, what do you do?
I work on traction motors that power subway trains. I've worked on the SEPTA Silver Line program from Philadelphia, the Boston Bay, the Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority, green and red lines for Boston. Houston, TSA, Phoenix.
How did you get into that?
By accident. You see, my grandfather and a lot of my uncles worked on the railroad, the Croton-Hudson line, up north on Metro North, and I inadvertently managed to follow in my family's footsteps. I originally started in aviation.
But how did that transition happen from the aviation?
Well, 9/11 was a big factor. After 9/11, there was a lot of airline layoffs. I went into the newspaper industry, and as you know, the newspaper industry is dying because of online news. And I got laid off again. And then a nice little electrical manufacturing company in Pennsylvania picked me up.
Wow.
Yes. And I've been building traction motors for about 9-10 years now.
Let me go back to that transition period from your aviation to newspaper to where you are now.
Yeah.
That sounds like an intense time.
Oh yes. And I happened to be unemployed during the Great Recession.
During 2008?
Oh yes, that was a nightmare, and I spent a good 6 months either looking online or pounding the pavement in the middle of summer, wearing a 3-piece suit, handing out resumes.
You did that.
Oh, it sucked. It was horrible.
And it worked.
Well, actually, to tell you the truth, I got my job online this time.
Yeah.
And back in the Great Recession, you came in with you tried to hand him a resume. I said, no, thank you. And I've heard worse stories. I've heard of a man who was in New York City, excellent knowledge, excellent degree, excellent experience, and he applied to 600 jobs and didn't get a single response. So I consider myself very lucky to be employed in under 100 resumes.
Let me change gears.
Sure.
And see, if there's something more personal that we can go into, if you don't mind.
Sure.
If you can go back to your 21-year-old self, what would you tell him?
I think that, you should live your life and not run your life like a business. Yeah, back then I was very career-oriented, and I didn't understand that you have to have a social life too. And I didn't understand, I thought you had to establish a career before you established a social life, and I started at 40, and by then it was too late.
Okay.
Hey, you want to go out drinking? Oh, I'm married, I got kids, I can't go out drinking, and I got family to take care of. Yeah.
Community is big for life, isn't it?
Oh yeah. It's very important to have community in your life.
But the fact that you're willing to talk to me, a stranger, with a camera, on top of that, I can't see you being someone who you naturally just find people that you can associate with and just get along with.
Yeah, well, it happens, Most of my social network is from, either work or different outside projects that I'm involved in.
Well, you've been very kind.
Thank you. Caleb, I appreciate it. You're a nice guy too.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I enjoy speaking with you, sir.
Yeah, me too.
Cool.
Let me, do you have an email that maybe I can